Yeah. Yeah. What y'all thought this was? What y'all thought this was, man?
We back.
Folks
What?
said just because we was late, we weren't gonna show up. Nah, we can be late. We can be
Yeah.
late
Yeah.
What do you say? The party won't stop till I walk in,
or something like that.
or something like
Something
that.
like that,
I'm happy I remember that was Jermaine Dupri instead of Diddy because that was something Diddy definitely would have said.
Hey,
Yeah.
What's good, y'all?
nothing much, man. Happy Saturday. Today, they made me think about that Gucci song that he dropped early. He dropped this week.
No Diddy.
Like, no Diddy. I actually need to go download that. I was like, first of all, that sound like old Gucci. Second of all, that's kind of hilarious.
Yeah.
You want to know what somebody told me, bro? Like, and I'm literally listening to it now. It's saying that Sexy Red is a female Gucci. My homie told me that. If you think about it and listen to her music and go out in the club,
Bangers.
Yeah. Shout out to Sexy, man. Shout out to Sexy. Hey, shout out to you, Trevor, bro. We had a nice little talk, bro. Off camera. We're gonna somewhat start the pod. You know how we like to have a little small talk. Shout out to everybody checking in. Make sure y'all comment.
Mm-hmm.
He said that his somewhat hate for I don't even want to call it hate, but strong word for Dame is how I feel about Giannis. I need y'all to understand the hate and the strong dislike that I have for Giannis is incomparable to anybody, anything that y'all can think of. So I would love to hear why Trevor, because it's early morning hate, by the way. I can't believe we started the pod with hot.
Early morning dislike. Early morning dislike.
There we go. Early morning dislike. That's the name of this episode. Early morning dislike. I need to hear Trevor. Like, why you disliking Dame so early? What do you do?
And as we talked about it, I see it. It's not more so is hate, because I do respect Dame and I do acknowledge him as one of the top players in this league. I don't think he's as good as what people is really making him out to be. Like, if you really just go back and just look at Dame's track record and what he's done, he has one good playoff run, which was 2019. That was the year they went to the conference finals and lost to the Warriors. He hasn't really gotten, and a lot of it could be other factors involved. I'm not, excusing that. He hasn't really taken Portland over the top. He's in Milwaukee now, having to lead this Bucks team without Giannis. And I think, honestly, if he doesn't get it done, and if Indiana somehow pulls this series off, and I did pick Indiana to win this series, we may have to start a conversation as to Dame, as to maybe he's not as great or as people are advertising him to be. I firmly stand strong that he should not have been on the NBA All 75 team, especially over Dwight Howard, given all that Dwight Howard has done for the league while he was playing. But I just felt that because how fans look at Dame and similarities to how fans look at Giannis, that's kind of where that whole conversation came to be. And the fact that these two are teammates, and the fact that these two are teammates now, and we both picked Indiana to win this series, is why my fellow alien brother and I are like, yeah.
Okay, I'm here now. I see what you're saying.
It's not me nor so saying that he's, like I said, Dame is phenomenal. Don't get me wrong. I just don't think how fans are hyping them up as much to be a things of that nature. And then of course I still feel he should be in Miami, but that's a whole nother story.
So what you're saying pretty much is everybody's getting exposed at this point.
Bingo.
Giannis is getting exposed.
2024, the year of exposure. See,
year of truth with a capital T, baby. I love it.
Yeah.
Giannis getting exposed. Dame, Jay, I love you. That's my brother, Jay. I love you. That's his favorite player. Dame getting exposed. Y'all boy Glenn getting exposed. Like,
I think he's been exposed.
I love it. But now it's official. It's official.
It's more glaring now. Yeah.
How you feel about this?
Well, for me, I've just never, like, again, I'm what I'm about to say is not to take away from Dame. And Dame is probably one of the better shooters we've probably ever seen in our lifetime. Let's keep it a book, right? Like, has remarkable range, probably just as much range as Steph Curry, right? But the thing that I have with a lot of players, and we give them like, hey, they should be on this pedestal or their top 5, their top 10. What makes me have my list of top 5, top 10 people is, can you elevate your team when needed? Right? Like there's an 82 game regular season, and I get it. Like there are certain people that ball in the regular season, and then there are certain people that ball in the postseason, right? And so for me, as a basketball fan, as a basketball head, I'm going to always look at what you do in the postseason or what you do in clutch time when things matter, just because like that's who Kobe Bryant was. And it's not fair to Dame or anybody else that I compare them to the likes of Kobe Bryant. But if I'm going to say Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan are like my favorite basketball players of all time, and I understand how clutch they were or how willing they were to take shots in crunch time, regardless if it was a good shot or not, like those like that I love. And so Dame has just like not been that guy for me. Again, a phenomenal talent, a really good basketball player. He's level-headed. You don't necessarily have to worry about any drama that comes with him. But when I rank my list of point guards, it's a matter of like, okay, I got Steph up there, I got Kyrie up there, right? I have these guard sets up there, but like for me and for Dame, it's just a matter of like, here's your time. You just talked about this, Trevor. Like, Dame, here's your time to elevate your team minus Giannis in the postseason, and you're not doing that. You're right. Like, I mean, he's having good games, but it's like they need to be impactful. Like, I need to feel your 30. Like, when I as an opposing team or player, like I have to like, yo, we got to do whatever we got to do to stop Dame, right? And I just feel like Dame is going to get his 30. He's going to get his 28 points a game. But I don't feel his 28 or 30 points a game. And so for me, that's what makes me feel like Dame is a really good player. But like when I list like my top 5, top 10 players of all time or top 5, top 10 players in the league right now, he may or may not be in it for me. So that's where I'm at with it.
Case in point, game 1, Dame had 35 in the first half, didn't score at all in the second half.
He didn't play though.
Yeah, of course he didn't play much, but Indiana actually called back in that game. They got it down to, I believe, at least, I want to say 10 at one point, and then Milwaukee just pulled away. So, and now they're down 2-1. So that's that. So
interesting.
What up, Ryan?
What up, Ryan? Well, shoot, let's go ahead and get this. We definitely had to get that one out, man. I'm pretty sure we'll talk about Dame a little bit more. We're gonna talk about all the disappointing old ass niggas that's still out. Did I say that out loud? I'm sorry, y'all, but it is what it is. I'm pissed. I'm having a hard time dealing with the fact that the players that we grew up with are about to get either swept or not in the playoffs. We're gonna talk about it more, but just understand, everybody that's listening, I come on tired as hell, and I come on I come on just frustrated at the fact that I got to sit here and watch Kevin Durant and the LeBron James lose to young. Like, come on, man. Come on, man. But let's go ahead and get this thing started. And here we go.
Welcome to Let's Be Real Sports Podcast, presented by Let's Be Real Media. Watch us live on YouTube and Twitter, and follow us on TikTok and Instagram at LBR_media. Also, subscribe to us on any podcasting platform.
What's going on? BLJ here, the best hype man in the NBA. Man, I'm here with Let's Be Real. Tune in. Hello.
Let's be real.
Yeah, gang. What's going on, y'all? What's
Gang.
going on? Another episode of Let's Be Real. I am your host, Tev Shakir, here and live as well, man. How y'all good gentlemen doing? Trev, what's going on, my brother?
Man, what's good, everybody? This your guy Trev, aka the Art of Trevor. Man, look, we in the home. I wouldn't even necessarily say home stretch, but we in the perfect stretch of sports right now. You got the NBA playoffs underway. For those that watch hockey, NHL is underway.
We don't.
Baseball starting to get in the swing of things.
We don't.
And we got the draft, man. The NFL draft. Football is close to coming back, man. So what's good, everybody?
Lito, what's good, brother?
Man, nothing much, man. I'm just enjoying my time. You know, it's basketball season. I'm here for it. Trevor mentioned hockey season. Ain't nobody doing that right now. He mentioned baseball season. Ain't nobody doing it till October. Now the draft is here. You know, we're all excited about that. So no, it's a good time. Happy Saturday to y'all too, and happy Saturday to everybody else.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's get into it. No further ado, fellas. Let's go ahead and start. Of course, with some positivity, our positive energy. We're going to go ahead and give out flowers. Of course, we talked about it on the last pod, but we definitely want to give a shout out to Caitlin Clark, man. $28 million Nike contract is the largest in women's basketball history. I know a lot of people got things to say, as you know, in this society, people gonna complain or people gonna hate or people gonna love. So it's either one of the two. But again, $28 million, even though the WNBA is paying her about $77,000 a season. Like, thank you, Nike. Thank you for making sure that she, who is gonna help the WNBA in so many ways, is gonna get a bag at least at the end of the day. So again, shout out to Nike and shout out to Caitlin Clark.
All right. Lito, did you have one? Because mine is going to transition to our first topic.
No, I'll just keep mine real brief. Mine is to the city of Detroit for hosting the NFL draft and the scene. Hopefully that just didn't take yours.
No, just show the name. Too. Show the name. Show the name.
Yeah.
All I gotta do is show my name.
Mine goes to the city of Detroit. The scene has looked live. The NFL draft has been really good. It's been watchable. I haven't watched every second or every moment of the draft, but I hadn't heard too many announcers or analysts say anything negative about any place. You know, there's typically like an analyst or a sports guy here that just like randomly throws some shade at a player, whatever the case may be. So for the most part, things have been positive. Things have been well. So just shout out to the city of Detroit. Shout out to the NFL for hosting a good NFL draft that's still continuing today.
Yeah,
that's dope.
Yeah, well, my flowers for this week, and we didn't get a chance to talk about it as it happened. And again, this will probably transition into our first topic. Goes to the University of Memphis Tigers, man. So securing a major NIL deal with FedEx, worth over $25 million over 5 years. FedEx is going to be looking to invest $25 million pretty much across all athletics. It won't just be just your typical sports or whatever. And FedEx will decide who they will look to allocate those $5 million towards each year. Hence the name, Relaxes FedEx. So big shout out to the Tigers there. And without further ado, we'll transition right into our first topic.
Definitely say here. Uh-huh.
Yeah. So just want to get you guys' thoughts on this new deal for the University of Memphis. And what does this mean going forward in terms of Memphis potentially being picked up by a Power 5 conference?
Man, it's huge. It felt like I'm not sure what it felt like, but it felt like a huge like wave of just positive energy being injected into the school and into the sports programs. And let's be clear, like this money that FedEx is donating on behalf of the NIL program is not just for men's sports, it's women's sports as well too. So it's basketball on both sides. It's football, it's baseball, it's softball, it's all these sports, right? So $25 million over the span of 5 years is going to be huge to getting good recruits, getting good players into the city to represent Memphis in sports. I'm hoping that this wave can continue. I think there's also something in there where if there's another huge company, let's call it International Paper, right, who's willing to donate another $1 million, and I think FedEx is willing to match that as well too. So this is a call out for, again, giving FedEx a shout out, but hopefully you can start to see big major corporations within the city that's willing to also donate and give money to the NIL to give to the NIL program, which will allow really good talent to come through the city. So I'm excited for it. If I can be negative is not the right word, but I'll use negative for half a second. If I can be negative at this point as a Memphis fan, there at this point there's no excuse for Penny Hardaway. There's no excuse for Ryan Silverfield. There's no excuse for most of these other sports that, in my opinion, have not done well in the AAC. We continue to say, yeah, like Memphis needs to be moved to the Big 12 or the ACC or whatever the case may be. But again, yet and still, I will continue to say we cannot move to another conference if we cannot win our conference flat out. That's just me, right? So now that we can no longer use as, oh, we don't have the funds or we don't have the financials to go get, the top players in the country. Like, we now have those funds available to us. Go get those players, and so with those players, you should be able to overcome the talent that's in the rest of your league.
And Lito, I like the approach you take because I won't even call it negative. I think that we call it, let's be real, right? Like, we being real, you're taking the money excuse from recruiting out the window. Like, you got FedEx, which when people think about Memphis, like, FedEx is easily one of the biggest things they think about, especially with the FedEx Forum. So that's there. It's our home. So for FedEx to come out and support, the University of Memphis, as they always done, even just the city of Memphis, salute to them. Like, you can go, you're Penny Hardaway, you're Silverfield, you can go anywhere. And recruit. And that's, even with the women's soccer, like, we talk about women's sports a lot, like, we're going to give credit to the Lady Tigers soccer and baseball team because they're consistently ranked. So I'm excited to see if we're able to be consistently ranked with the talent we have now, just to be able to bring even more talent in and actually pay them. I think that those programs would look better as well. So I'm excited, just as an alum, to see, money being donated to University of Memphis. That's cool, but at the same time, it's time to produce now, because you're as a football fan, we've taken a dive. Mm-hmm. Basketball, I'm not gonna say we've taken a dive, but we haven't gotten too much up either. So
to your point, it hasn't been a dive, but it's definitely to narrow down, let's talk about football and basketball programs. Like, they have not taken a dive, but they've also not held up the standard, which is what.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
Like, we've had those runs with when Calipari was here. We've been you
better not say it. You better not. Nope.
Okay.
Skip.
Okay. But
skip the next one too.
But there have been times where the basketball team and the football team have made runs. They've been in big time games, and so we haven't felt that. We haven't seen that in those two particular sports in quite some time. So now it's time to start living up to it, because there are programs, there are schools within your conference that don't have this backing. They don't have the backing of FedEx. They don't have the backing of a Nike in the backyard, who I also feel like should step up as well, because the presence that is here. It's time for those programs to step up. That's all.
And you don't have a black coach for basketball that used to be in the NBA and arguably is one of the best of all time. Mm-hmm. Like, it's time for Penny to stop being that marketing chip, and it's time to start producing.
Yep.
Yeah, that's you hit the nail right on the head too. I'm tired of the allure that is Penny Hardaway. Like, we get it. You used to play in the NBA. You was one of the top guys from the city. We get all there, but now we need results. We need results. We need production.
So, speaking of results, Trev, you think this will give us a better chance to get in a Power 5? I know that's been the biggest thing, especially for the better part of the last 2 years for Memphis.
Well, I think so. Eventually, what FedEx has done is going to make more of these top companies want to follow suit and try to do deals with schools and things of that nature. This is a step in the right direction for Memphis in terms of getting into a Power 5 conference, but ultimately, Leo already said it. You gotta produce.
You gotta win.
Like, you gotta produce. Like, there's no way with all the backing that you have that you are not dominating the AAC. Like, there's just no way.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a step in the right direction, but ultimately it's going to come down to, can you get it done on the field? Can you get it done on the court?
Yep. He just threw a dart with it. Like, it's good to have money. It's good to have, the finances rolling into that city, into their program. All of that is fine. But the reason you have some of these schools in the conferences that they have is because they're winning. You literally cannot be knocking on the door like, hey, Big 12, we want to come over. Hey, ACC, we want to come over. Hey, Big 10, we want to come over. And you're not winning. It just does not work that way. You have to be winning, which is why other schools have gotten the nod over Memphis, is because they're winning. So at the end of the day, again, I'm going to be positive. I'm going to speak positivity into this and say, like, I look forward to us or to that time coming. But again, like, if we aren't winning at a high level, if you aren't, winning some of these big time games that you're scheduling, then what's the point? Because then you're going to do the getting in those conference and be at the bottom of the conference, which you might as well just stay where you were at.
Agreed. Trevor, got anything else? Carry it out.
Oh man, I was muted. Oh yeah, that's it for me on this
Cool,
deal.
cool. Because I ain't gonna even lie, bro. Like Lito just said something that got me real depressed. It's the fact that we didn't see the time coming. Like we all saw the time coming of our favorite basketball players getting ready to retire, the lasting days. But I don't think any of us saw the disrespect. I ain't even gonna call it the embarrassment that they've been putting on the court. So when we come back from these brief messages from our sponsor, shout out to SeatGeek, we're gonna come back and just talk nicely about the legends, about the legends in the game, and how we still love them. Maybe, who knows?
SeatGeek is the ticket app that takes the confusion out of buying tickets. When you use our code LBR Media, you will get $20 off your first SeatGeek order. SeatGeek scores each ticket selection 0 to 10 to let you know if you're getting a good deal or a bad deal. Click the link in the description to download the app, and remember our code LBR Media for $20 off your first order. SeatGeek, your route to high quality ticket selection.
As you heard the cat man, make sure y'all rock with us in SeatGeek if y'all able to get. You're in a city. This ain't no shot or anything because Phoenix, they about to be out next week anyway. But if you're in a city, they got an NBA team tomorrow. Don't get me started, bro. Don't get me. Yeah, tomorrow's gonna be a blessing of a day for me. Don't get me started. But god damn it, if you're in a city that can go to an NBA game in the playoffs, make sure you use our code SeatGeek. Now that that's over, NBA playoffs, y'all. Wait, where we want to begin?
Let's before we get to
much going on.
Before we get to the second part, talking about these quote unquote legends of the game, let's just talk about the NBA playoffs as a whole. Just kind of go through. We'll say those two series for last, but we'll just kind of go through the rest of the NBA playoffs right now. What's been y'all most intriguing matchup, or what has not been your most intriguing matchup? But kind of know the answer to that. But most intriguing matchup and what y'all see going forward as far as the playoffs is concerned. Again, we'll save those two for last. We'll save those two series for last because it involves.
I know.
I would say most intriguing. I absolutely love when Luka Doncic just goes off on the Clippers. I love it. I really do, right? And I'm gonna tell you why I love it. It's only because when Paul George and Kawhi Leonard got together, people talked heavy about this is going to be the best wing defenders, or these two, you won't be able to score on these two, X, Y, and Z, da 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 da. And Luka just busts their butt every single year, and I honestly think it's pretty funny. So that's been my most intriguing one. I don't care how competitive or non-competitive it is. He just walks out there and gives them 30 every single time. So I think that's pretty funny. While also Paul George and Kawhi Leonard struggle. So like that's the most that one's most intriguing to me. I think a series that I find myself making sure that I try to watch every time that they're playing is Minnesota and Phoenix, just from the standpoint that I love the energy that the Timberwolves are playing with. I'm big on defense, and so just to see that the masterclass that they put on, guarding KD, guarding Devin Booker, locking up those two, locking up the rest of their roster, I think it's pretty good to watch. So that's the series that I find myself watching every time they play.
I'm not watching that series because it's heartbreaking still. It's just after game one, I literally saw everything I need to see, and the most intriguing for me to answer your question would easily be the Heat and Celtics, because I easily call the Celtics having the best roster in the Eastern Conference by far. And if these dudes lose to the Heat without Jimmy Butler, Celtics, you got to look in the mirror, and it's easily you got to break away one of the top two. Oh, arguably, I guess your top two in Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. You gotta take it there, because what's happening is it's a coaching thing. Coach Spo is still coaching laps around all these other coaches, and it's beautiful to see. I love to see it, and again, I'm intrigued to see if the Heat gonna actually beat again the roster that I had being the best in the Eastern Conference again by far. Like, it wasn't even close.
I could see that, but I don't expect Miami to hit 19 threes for the rest of the series. That's just so that could still potentially be a gentleman's sweep. But I will say this: if by some chance this goes back to Boston 2-2, then we may have to revisit that conversation too. To be honest,
I'm telling you now, bro.
If by some chance that goes back to Boston 2-2, then we may have to revisit that conversation.
It's the coaching.
What's the status on Jimmy? Is he like done for the playoffs, or is it?
Yeah,
is it
it's like a torn MCL.
Gotcha. Okay, I remember it was a torn MCL, but
it was a torn MCL. He's pretty much
Jimmy, so I was just like, you never know.
Yeah, if Jimmy, I'm pretty sure if he could be out there, he'd be out there. But
true.
If this run goes back to Boston 2-2, something's wrong, and I'll definitely revisit that conversation. For me, the most intriguing kind of has been Philly, New York, man. I think just the back and forth of what's going on in that series has been nothing short of intriguing. I honestly thought that New York was really going to run away with it, especially after what happened, the closing moments of, I believe it was game 2, where New York actually made a run in like the last 15 or odd seconds to get back and eventually take the lead. So, and then for Joel Embiid just to pretty much said, "No, this series is not over with," and just went crazy in game 3. I think we're in for a really good series with Philly and New York, man. And then a couple honorable mentions on my end. Again, I'm locked in to Milwaukee, Indiana, because I still believe that Indiana is winning that series.
Likewise.
And then Skylar already mentioned it. We won't talk about Clippers and Mavs. That's been pretty good as well. But to Tuke's point, we unfortunately got to talk about this because it's looking that way. Some of our beloved legends or beloved superstars of the NBA, information changes. Father Time is undefeated. All good things must come to an end. I put the question, of course, what is greater than what is, but I put the question, who's more likely to be swept? It's looking like both of them, but who's more likely to be swept, man? LeBron James or Kevin Durant? Whoever wants to start.
I'll take a stab because I'm having an event Sunday, man. My first event out here on Sunday, bro. And make sure y'all buy tickets still. Everybody listening, support your boy. We just bringing good vibes, good energy to the city of Phoenix, just on that day in specific. So I do not want to see the Suns get swept on the day that I'm trying to bring positive energy to the city. And so I'm gonna go with the Nuggets for that simple fact, but at the fact of y'all, that damn Jokic y'all is on another level. I literally ain't never seen nothing like him. And we saw he literally he was just chilling in the first quarter. And I think it was game 2. And it turned up out of nowhere. And this is who y'all expecting to be. And Aaron Gordon playing defense out of his mind. Jamal Murray doing what Jamal Murray. Like, we know the team and this chemistry has. The Lakers been waiting on this, but the Nuggets have too. So I'm gonna go with the sweep on y'all King James, bro. Like, Lakers look done, D'Lo look done. Like, it's if you're a Lakers fan, you should be embarrassed for sure. Sorry though, I don't know if you're still a Lakers fan though.
Irrelevant information. But no, irrelevant information. But no, I think the answer is the Lakers, right? I think D'Lo looks checked out. I tweeted this right before the season started. It's D'Angelo Russell season, which means that he's going to give you 15 or 20 points one game, and he's probably going to give you either a goose egg or less than 10 points the next game. It's literally who he is. So you take that and say, okay, what else is wrong with the Lakers? Coaching. My God, I said this 2-3 weeks ago when I was on here. What is Darvin Ham doing? That's a good answer. I appreciate that answer. Like, what he's literally doing nothing. He's standing on the sideline with a Laker quarter zip with some black slacks, them same black and white Nike shoes he got on, and his hands is in his pocket. That is his routine. That is his attire for every single game. And he literally looks like he has no idea what he's doing. And it will be one thing for us as fans to notice that, but I've seen several clips where like the camera is in the huddle. AD's checked out. Braun is checked out. D'Angelo Russell he hit the end of the bench eating sunflower seeds or whatever he's doing. It's a coaching like it's a coaching disaster, bro. I'm not sure what he's doing. The Lakers also, their backcourt is playing no defense whatsoever. Austin Reeves and D'Angelo Russell are getting torched. Michael Porter Jr. is torching them. Jamal Murray is torching them. KCP is torching them. And I ain't even got to what Jokic is doing to AD. That series is over with. So I think the answer is both between the Lakers and the Suns on getting swept. But I would be shocked if the Lakers won tonight. I would be absolutely shocked because you hadn't beat the Nuggets in how long? What, 2 years?
10 games. I think it's 11 now.
Actually, I think it's 11. And it's
11 now.
And what's even crazy, and then at this point too, Trevor, you can have it. The Lakers have had a lead in every one of these games. Actually, the Lakers have had a double-digit.
They've had a double-digit lead in both games,
in all 3 games, and they have lost all 3 of them, which is crazy. And at that point, it's got to be demoralizing. So not only have you lost to a team 11 times, but the 3 most recent times you've had a double-digit lead and you've lost them. Their series is over with.
Yeah, I think shout out to our guy Jalen. With the
he real happy, man. He real happy.
I know he's real happy.
Combination. I forgot about
combination. I mean, the answer really is both of them. But if I had to choose one, I would actually go with the Lakers as well. Because I think something that happened similar last season with the Nuggets and the Suns, where KD and Devin Booker just get it cooking and they just don't miss for the entire night. I think both of them had shot around like 80. I think Devin Booker had a game where he shot like 80% for the from the field for the entire game. I can definitely see that happening for Phoenix for at least just one game. So I do think they at least get game 4 there. But Lakers Nuggets, this jump is over. The Lakers just do not have an answer for Denver. Honestly, truth, I don't think nobody has an answer for Denver because what Jokic is doing is just nothing short of extraordinary. And it's not even he has to. And then there's games where he literally can just chill, and Jamal Murray can just take the reins, just take things over. And then you got Michael Porter Jr., who we all know is more talented than his role, but him hitting timely shots and, getting out in transition and doing the other stuff. Eric Gordon has been a godsend for them as far as what he's able to do on the defensive end. And then KCP, he's playing pissed off because he's pissed off that the Lakers didn't re-sign him, which in all theory they should have re-signed him after their championship season. Yeah, this John is over, man. And if I'm the Lakers, and I know this is a hell of a long shot, and I know it's not going to happen, but it may be time to start over or at least start retooling around AD. Yes, that means I'm on the phone taking calls for what y'all want for LeBron James. Like, and I think Savage always talks about it on Through the Hard Way. It's not necessarily LeBron the player; it's more so LeBron the presence. And a lot of what's happening and what's went wrong for the Lakers has been on LeBron. Like the situation with Darvin Ham and his inability to coach. Who was the one who advocated for Darvin Ham to come coach his team? LeBron James. Austin Reeves, D'Angelo Russell, and all these people who not playing up to the par to the way that they should have been playing up to. Who advocated for them to be brought here via trade to get Russell Westbrook out of there? LeBron James. So at some point, if I'm Jeannie Buss or Rob Pelinka, if I'm in the front office, I gotta take back my franchise at some point, because do I want to really waste? I wouldn't necessarily say waste. Do I really want to try to possibly squeeze out the lemon and try to maybe get a championship that maybe that window could potentially be closed at this point? Or do I really just want to try to or retool around AD or just blow it all up altogether and start over? I mean, it's going to be a while anyway because you don't have your own pick, if I'm not mistaken, until 2020, really till 2030, if I'm not mistaken. So things are not looking on the up and up for the Lakers. It looks like they're just going to be not necessarily on the level of the Wizards, but they're going to be just fighting for a play-in, struggling in the play-in just to get swept more likely again by the Denver Nuggets or someone that's at the top of the West.
Let me push back, and I'm only pushing back because, in my opinion, the Lakers had a pretty decent season. They had 1 month where they struggled, and that 1 month was on Darvin Ham. So where I can agree with you and say, like, if you're Rob Pelinka, if you're Jenny Bush, you got to take your franchise back. That means you say LeBron, AD, like, I appreciate what you've done, but like, I'm going to continue for you guys to be on the roster. But as far as you guys making decisions or you guys making or forcing my hand to do X, Y, and Z, them days is over with.
Yeah,
because like Darvin Ham was solely picked by LeBron James. That can't happen no more. You have got to find a comparable coach that's going to get the best out of that team. And you as Rob Pelinka, you have to put the right pieces in place, right? Like in my opinion, there's nothing wrong with LeBron. There's nothing wrong with AD, but I don't understand as Rob Pelinka how you continue to build the roster out and have no answer for Jokic, right? Like nobody's going to have an answer for Jokic, but your answer as Rob Pelinka is, yeah, I'll just keep rolling AD out there and I'll just find some real slim center like Jackson Hayes or random people to guard. That's not working, bro. Like your answer for Jamal Murray and the Nuggets or almost any other team in the West is D'Angelo Russell and Austin Reeves, who are decent players, but they ain't guarding nobody. They're not guarding anybody. So like you've got to find a way to get bigger and faster, in my opinion, if you're the Lakers, which when you're looking at them against the Nuggets, they just look slower and they look smaller. It's very evident. And this is like, yo, like you can't do nothing about it.
Man, I was down laughing that day that Anthony Davis said he was a defensive player of the year. And he got cooked for the last 2 minutes by Jokic and Murray. I think it was in game 2. Like
pick and roll.
It was the same pick and roll that they've been running for the 11 games that they won in a row against them. The exact same pick and roll that they run at the end.
Oh man,
they ran the same pick and roll for 2 minutes and 45 seconds, bro. I watched them do it. It was hard to watch actually.
Bro, so real quick, just to talk about the playoffs real quick. I'm looking at all these series, bro, and it's literally looking like outside of the Cavs and the Magic, the younger team is about to win the series, if you really think about it. And like I'm looking at it now. We're at a new stage of the NBA. We're in a new era. These youngest are here, bro. Like they're here to stay. Especially we talk about the Thunder, who I'm sweet at this point. We talk about the Timberwolves of Anthony
Edwards.
Edwards.
Not ready for that Brandon Ingram conversation, but that's neither here or there.
We're gonna have to have it eventually. Probably not this episode, but it's definitely gonna need to be had because he looks done. He looks done. He completely just mentally just out of there. And this is supposed to be his time to shine. So you got, like I said, the Thunder kicking their asses. Again, the Nuggets, who I guess are younger than the Lakers, that beat them. So it's just like down the line.
Denver is just a well put together team.
Denver's the championship team. They run it back.
Yeah,
they're definitely running back. So it's just gonna be fun to see what the NBA landscape will be even next year, right? Because you might as well just mute on Twitter Steph and LeBron, because with them playing in the Team USA together, that trade talk is gonna spice up, especially with y'all just saying, hey, feed offers for LeBron. I think the Warriors will be looking at that as well. So just interesting times. Like I said, we used to love these guys growing up for sure, and we knew a time like this was gonna come to where they'd be retiring. We just imagined them having a little bit more fight, or is it we expected them to have more fight and we can move on? I'm gonna ask y'all this: is we expected them to have more fight, or is this young generation just really that much better when it comes to lose?
I think the teams are constructed a whole lot better. I think that's the thing. Like if you go back and look at the Warriors, Warriors had no size. They had no size, and there were, in my opinion, and this isn't just the Warriors, but it's the Warriors, it's the Lakers, it's the Bucks, it's these teams that have these big time players. I just feel like these GMs and these teams are so reliant on the LeBron Jameses of the world, of the KDs of the world, and they're not looking at the roster from a whole to say like, okay, I have KD, I have Kevin Durant, who is still a really good talent, but how can I build out my roster to ensure I'm getting the best out of Kevin Durant? So then your answer is signing Bradley Beal and Devin Booker and no point guard. That's not an answer. If you look at the Warriors, you look at, okay, like I have Steph, I have Clay, I have Draymond, which two of those three ain't what they used to be. So then your answer to build out their roster is a bunch of younger guys and no size. That makes no sense. And we just talked about the Lakers' inability to build out a complete roster. You just got to figure out a way to like to get the most out of those players, but again, while making sure you have a lot of talent around them. Those days are over of LeBron James being able to carry any and every team to the finals. Like those days are over with. Those days, well, I would say those days are over with for Kevin Durant, but he only did that one time. Like those days are over with for Steph Curry. Like I think Steph Curry can do it, but you've got to be able to look at the roster and say, okay, how can I get the most out of my team and out of my star player and maximizing that? And so they just got to do a better job of making sure that they have the right pieces in place and not being solely reliant on, you know, what was LeBron James 10 years ago, or what was Steph Curry 7 years ago, or what was Kevin Durant 8 years ago. Like those, they're literally up there in age, and so they can't move as fast. They're not as dominant, and literally people are not as scared of those players at all. Like the amount of times I've seen Jaden McDaniels go at Kevin Durant is crazy to me. It's not crazy, but it's you're now seeing that like, yo, like this is 2024 and this ain't 2016 no more, dude. Like I'm going at you. And in my opinion, you didn't see that from the generation that you saw 8 to 10 years ago.
Yeah. I actually had to echo those sentiments. Teams are just built better. This go around as opposed to now. A lot of what these stars we're asking them to do what they do in the fourth quarter, or what they've done typically in the fourth quarter to close out a game. We ask them to do that for 48 minutes. And as you've seen time and time again, that doesn't work. It never works. It's definitely not working now, given the age of these guys. With the Warriors, you had all your needs, you had all your issues addressed, but you let one of your core guys screw all of that up. Draymond Green with the whole situation with Jordan Poole, and you screwing up James Wiseman. Let's just keep it a buck there. So you had that situation there. In terms of Phoenix, I don't know what is possessing Kevin Durant right now as far as him in roster construction, but like that trade for Bradley Beal should not have happened. Like you could have gotten off that Chris Paul contract, get some quality role players around and a legit point guard and some quality role players, then we may be having a different conversation with Phoenix as opposed to where they are now. And then the same thing with the Lakers. It's like, is their inability to put together a competent roster to maximize what you got left with AD and LeBron. So I don't think it's the young folks is here. I mean, they are here and they aren't going anywhere. But it's more so of just how these teams are constructed. And we got to give kudos to these GMs for actually taking the time out to analyze and actually put together these teams the way that they're put together.
Mm-hmm.
Like I mean, I love everything I just said, bro. Yeah, like, and it's gonna be a little different in a more competitive, especially in the front office with these new apron rules that's about to drop. Like I was trying to look it up, but it's gonna be hella different. So if you think teams are moving different now, which y'all alluded to, and especially with maximizing not only the talent for older players, but even maximizing the talent for younger players. Like the Timberwolves have done, believe it or not, an outstanding job with roster construction. We can talk shit about Rudy Gobert, but he's playing his role. We talk shit, of course, as we should have about Cat, but he doing his thing, and he won me some money last night, so I'm not going to bash him. But how do you connect all of that? You go and get a veteran point guard, a true leader in Mike Conley. We saw what Mike Conley is doing in this series. And you go ahead and get somebody that you don't need to have the ball to be effective, which is McDaniels. Like, they're constructing. Once they got their asses whooped, and I told y'all, once they got their asses whooped by the Grizzlies a couple years ago, that was going to be a new day and age in Minnesota. And we're seeing it like literally right in front of our eyes. I just hope that, that it don't explode right in front. Well, I kind of do hope it explodes in front of their face, because I don't want to see the Suns be swept or even beat, but it's looking like it, just my own personal preference. So if y'all got anything else about the playoffs, man, anything exciting?
No, my last thing, and I at some point we need to start having a conversation about KD. We got to start.
Trevor, what you got? What you got, Trevor?
It's a lot of players we're gonna have to start having a conversation about, and Kevin Durant is definitely one of those players. And
all right, so the NFL draft was this past week,
and I foresaw this.
It started Monday in Detroit.
It's okay, Trevor. Two votes.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
We ain't got to do it right now because we ain't got time. But I promise you, we need to have a sit-down conversation about KD.
It just need to be we just need to have a whole episode and just go through a list of players who we need to have a conversation about.
I mean, let's be real about that. And Kevin Durant will not be on the list. So the NFL draft was Monday, and Trevor's second home in Detroit, Michigan. Shout out to the First Lady gang. Steelers fans. How y'all do, bro? How the Steelers do?
Man, I'll start off and then I'll kick it to Skyler. They did exactly what I needed them and expecting them to do. They needed to address their offensive line issues, which they did with their pick 20. With Troy Fontenot from Washington. I would be honest and truth, was not expecting him to be at 20. So for him to fall to us there was great. We also did a pretty decent job last night. We took Zach Frazier from West Virginia, who's the center, because we definitely needed someone at center. My only question is with him, if he's going to be on the roster, is going to be his is he going to be healthy enough? Because he tore his fibula on his very last college game with West Virginia. So that's my only question there. But I think if he's healthy with him and Fontenot, things should be okay for what Arthur Smith is trying to do with offense. We also took Roman Wilson, wide receiver out of Michigan. Pretty decent guy, but as I always say with most wide receivers, you're only as good as the quarterback that's throwing you the ball. And JJ McCarthy, I think he's in a great situation with Minnesota, but when he was at Michigan, he didn't really throw the ball a whole lot because he had Blake Corum in the backfield who was pretty much toting it, and it was basically like, why pass the ball if you got a decent running back running it? So, then to close it out from last night, we in the trade with the Eagles, we did get Peyton Wilson from North Carolina State at linebacker. For what I'm hearing, he's looking like he's going to be a run stopper, but we'll see. Because that linebacker room is going to be a little interesting with him and Patrick Queen on the helm. So big kudos to the Steelers on a hell of a draft. I really have nothing to say there. So I'll let Lito take it over and add anything on that.
Trust can be defined as a firm belief in the reliability, truth, ability, or strength of someone or something. That's how I feel about Omar Khan. That's how I feel about the Steelers GM. It's super early in his tenure. It is super early in his tenure. But I trust him now. I trust him to say, you know what, Steelers, we can improve on the offensive line. So guess what he does? He goes out and addresses the offensive line in the first two picks. He traded for, we went to go get Patrick Queen because he said, Steelers, you hadn't had an interior linebacker since Ryan Shazier. So then I go get you one. Steelers, we haven't done, you don't have a good quarterback room, so let me address that. Let me go get Russell Wilson and let me go get Justin Fields. So at this point, like I'm okay with any pick that he makes because I trust him, and everything literally that he's done in his tenure, he's done right. So that's how I feel about the Steelers and what they've done in the draft. They've addressed every single thing that I've said, or Trevor and I have said on this podcast for at least the past 2 to 3 years, is get better in the quarterback room and get better in the offensive line. That's literally what they have done since the end of the season. So I have no issues with it.
Well said, Steelers fans. Well said. My Panthers. Uh,
Look, at least y'all got
As
y'all
the
were
man
able
who
to do
does
the
not
first
have
round
because
pick.
because like my thing is like I'm so happy. Like I just looked up, so we actually got 2 Longhorns from the team. On the team. One of them is the running back, Jonathan Brooks. I'm not, y'all know probably more about college football than I do, but I love me some Texas. So apparently, and I'm texting my brother literally now. He said he may be the best running back in the drafts, and that's definitely something that the Panthers need. Because I don't see Miles Sanders being on this team too much longer, and then Chuba Hubbard is still we don't know what he can do still. Excited for that. Xavier Legette, who we picked in our first round pick. Um, Apparently, this was his best season. He's a 5th-year college professional athlete. What is it? College student, college athlete. I'm sorry. And I mean, cool. One of the Panthers' biggest weaknesses was like throwing the ball downfield. I think we were like dead last, or like second to last. And reading on Leggett, that's definitely one of the things he can help with. But like I said, his best season 5 years into college football, kind of got some questions on that one. And then we also got, let me see, Trevin Wallace. We actually got somebody named Trevin, which I'm excited about, a linebacker from Kentucky. We definitely need to fill that. We've been lacking in the linebacker department since Luke Kuechly left, and disrespects to Shaq Thompson. But for us to go ahead and grab a linebacker, I actually like it. We also, like I said, 2 Texas players, and we went and get ahead and got Jatavion Sanders, and a tight end from Texas. So hopefully we get at least a starting running back and a starting tight end from Texas. But like I said, we've had a solid offseason overall. So, drafting is just, for depth at this point for me.
Okay. All right. Real quick, since we don't have everybody on here to talk about their respective teams, we got to probably talk about the 2. Well, Skylar and me's a surprise of the draft was Bo Nix going as high as he did at 12. But any surprises or WTFs that y'all witnessed from the draft?
Shout out to the Falcons for falconing.
I mean, that's the obvious one. Go ahead.
God, y'all know I hate the Falcons, bro. Like, there ain't no strong dislike about that. I hate the Falcons. So keep it going. Thank you. Make it easier for us, because I definitely got us stirred in NFC South, but definitely compete for the second. But if y'all gonna just give us second place, I mean, I'll take it anyway. But that was hilarious.
Yeah, no shade to Michael Penix. Like, I'm a big fan of Michael Penix Jr. I don't know if there's a logical reason that you can tell me or that you can sell to me where I can say, you know what? Okay, I understand that pick as the Falcons. I've heard everything under the sun, and there's nothing about it that to me that makes sense, right? Because if you wanted to go quarterback at any point, in my opinion, you don't do it at 8 when you just signed somebody for $100 million guarantee money. I'm sorry. Like, I just feel like
Even that was questionable, Lito.
Yeah, like
That's
Even that was questionable. Yes,
right,
thank you.
but I get it, right? Like you gotta take that big of a swing if you're the Falcons, right? You need a quarterback, and at least right now, the Falcons have the best quarterback in the division, right? Check. But surely there's some other holes within your roster that you can take somebody at 8 where you say, okay, let me go get this player. I mean, Dallas Turner was there. I'm not super familiar with the Falcons, so let me not completely clown them, but I just don't think that you go quarterback at 8, bro. I just don't, I just can't. I don't understand that one. But again, like, this ain't to shade Michael Penix Jr. because he's a really good talent. I just don't understand that pick as the Falcons at 8.
Yeah, Ryan took the words right out of my mouth, but it's clearly buyer's remorse for them signing Kirk Cousins, because you're signing him to a guaranteed $100 million deal at 36 years old, coming off a torn ACL, actually a torn Achilles. Let's be specific here, off a torn Achilles. Yeah, I think I'm pretty sure I'm not too familiar with the Falcons going forward as well. But I think they had a need on the defensive side of the ball, so they could have addressed that right there at 8. Instead of taking Michael Penix Jr. Again, nothing against Michael Penix. I think he's going to be great in the league, but I just, for the Falcons to take him was kind of odd. And also what was odd to me was that no defensive player was drafted until I believe the 15th pick with the Colts. And I'm pretty sure a lot of these teams that was ahead of them had a defensive need. So that was also a WTF on my end. But I think the obvious one was definitely Michael Penix Jr. Because if they needed a quarterback or an insurance policy, they maybe they weren't sold as high on Spencer Rattler. Maybe they thought he was Desmond Renner 2.0. But you could have waited to the later rounds and just taken Spencer Rattler and then just look to develop him if you were unsure about what you was going to do at quarterback.
What's the Falcons slogan? I don't even know what they say, but whatever they say, go. Good job. Go fly Falcons, fly. Whatever they
I think it's rise up or something. I believe.
There we go. Rise, keep rising. Just fly out of space. Keep doing what you're doing. Oh man. But like I said, I like what my Panthers did. Y'all definitely like what y'all Steelers did. Ryan in comment said he liked the both drafts, so I can cool. You know what I'm saying? As long as we ain't slow out, cool. You got anything else?
Nothing on the draft.
Nothing on the draft. All right, let's get back to the hoops, man, with our player of the pod. Yes, sir. Let's be real. P.O.P. player of the pod. If y'all don't have any, I'll go last because mine are kind of moving to another segment of the show. And we'll wrap this thing on up.
I wonder who yours is because
it's easy. It's easy, but like I said, I'm a transition though into pause, but I'm a transition to another segment. So, like I said, if y'all got one, go ahead.
No, I was because mine simply was going to go to Joel Embiid for basically saving for basically saving Philly season. What performance he had, I believe it was game 3. Because to what I mentioned earlier when we was talking about the playoffs, I honestly thought Philly was dead in the water after what happened in game 2 when then Philly had that collapse late and the Knicks were able to steal that game at home. I thought it was pretty much done. So I think Joel went off for 50, if I'm not mistaken. I didn't get a chance to check out the game. Went off for 50. Playoff career high. Basically saved the season. We'll see what happens. I believe they play tonight, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens tonight once they play, and hopefully he can get them. Actually, no, they do not play tonight. They play again on Sunday. So we'll see what happens, and hopefully they can get this series evened up at 2-2.
And which one of y'all heathens didn't want this to happen? I forgot which one.
It clearly wasn't me.
One of y'all didn't want Embiid to play. I
that was you.
That was me? When I wanted him in the Olympics?
It clearly
you wanted him to help in the Olympics. And
I wanted this to be a trial. I wanted them to get swept in the trial run so Embiid could be out chilling. I wanted to make sure Embiid can play. I never said I didn't want Embiid to play. Oh, no.
Skylar, he's just gonna get hurt again anyway. So why not just roll it back and try to get as much as you can.
To be funny, I was going to be petty and pick him again for the second straight week for me for player of the pod, but I won't do that. Mine is just gonna be super easy. Mine is just gonna be Jokic and just what he's done for the Denver Nuggets. That's hard to ignore, bro. Like what he's done, his ability to turn it on and turn it off, right? Like I think y'all talked about that on 30 Hardaway. Like the Nuggets could be like, oh yeah, we just chilling, we just here, we're here for the vibes, we taking pictures, we doing da. Oh, okay, we down double digits here. Let me turn this joint up real quick. And they just keep doing it. So I think that's impressive. And what Jokic did, I think he had a 20-20 game early in the series. Yeah, that sealed it for me.
Bro, they calling the Lakers this man minions, bro.
Wow.
They calling LeBron King minion.
Spot on.
It's not that I'm actually calling them that. I'm calling them that, which is still funny.
The Nuggets are treating the Lakers like little brothers for real.
Yeah.
Like you'll be like hooping against your little brother. Be like, all right, bro, I'll spot you 5. I'll spot you a couple points. Okay, now it's serious. Let me go and put this jump up real quick. It literally feels like that every time.
And it sucks because I can be real. My brother started playing better than me, but shoot, we can't even say we expect the Lakers to play better than. This is embarrassing, man. My POP is definitely Nikola Jokic as well, which leads me to our final segment as well. We're going to go into a troll now, man. I literally said when we talk about the basketball season, especially coming into next season, when we talk ranked basketball players, if your list ain't Jokic and then Luka and everybody else, your list is invalid to me. Troll now.
Say that one more time for me.
Yeah, I just want to make sure I got
Jokic, Luka, 2 best players in the league. Ranked Jokic, Luka, then it's everybody else. If it's anybody that's in those two spots outside of those two names, your list is invalid at this point.
I'll take that.
We're here. We're here.
That's fair.
We're here.
That's not a troll. That's fair.
Oh, that's definitely fair.
Okay.
Because for me, it's the level of ease in which they're able to control the game.
That's what I'm saying.
Points, right? Like, I swear, bro. Look, it looks like Luka half the time don't be trying. It looks like I don't even know if Jokic even sweats, bro. Like they just go out there like, oh yeah, you need 30? Okay, I'll give you 40 since you asked. Right? Like I just yeah, no, I think that's fair. I'll take that. That's not a troll.
Trevor, you was in deep thought, man. Well,
No, I said it's not a troll at all. It's not a troll.
Cool.
I can't think of what those two are able to do and how easy they make it look is just simply amazing.
It's ridiculous, bro. It just shows how far America is compared to the other part of the world. But seem to hear there.
I have a troll and all real quick. So I'm going through these upcoming free agents for at the end of the season, and
basketball.
It looks like it's gonna be some furniture moving across the NBA this offseason. And I think after what happened this season, I'm just gonna come out and say it, and I think it's gonna happen. Troll and all, Kevin Durant will ask out of Phoenix this offseason.
I'm gonna say no because where else would he go?
Bro, he could find somewhere.
He could find somewhere to go.
I mean, but my thing is like because I'm thinking, geographically. Excuse me, I can't get the word out. Geographically, like where else would he go for the marketability that's gonna pay him? You know what I'm saying? We can talk about how they're gonna lose or whatever, but
Warriors.
He got 2
cool. He should have left. He should have left it in the first place. I've been saying that. Cool. Yes, yes, but like I'm saying, it's gonna have to be a big market team for him to leave. New ownership, which I get, definitely. If he does leave, I can see it, but I'm still gonna say troll for the fact of where you're gonna go, and you still got, even though he's still underperforming, you still got Devin Booker right next to you. So that's the only reason I'm gonna say troll.
Bro, if Kevin Durant asks for another trade, bro,
I come in this pod and be like, damn, my guy, it's a wrap.
So if he asks for another trade, somebody needs to, I don't care if it's willingly or unwillingly, needs to sit him down and give him a haircut. That has nothing to do with nothing, but damn it.
It has nothing to do with nothing.
It has nothing to do with nothing. But maybe I said that because maybe he don't like getting his haircut and it bothers me. But I would be so upset if he asked for another trade.
Sure.
Because at this point, let's call a spade a spade. How much different are you than James Harden?
No, that's disrespectful. James Harden really never showed up in playoff time. You better not say that. You better. Ooh, okay, cool. The level of love I boil it. Oh boy,
you mean showed up in
I wasn't going to.
Yeah,
you mean showed up in playoff time, not.
Yeah.
No, I guess I'm speaking in terms of like his inability to want to stay and stick it out somewhere, right? Like he finds an issue with wherever he's at, and then like, okay, well, I don't like this situation. I'm gonna move. Like as a star player, like that's not how you're supposed to go about doing things. As a top player, as a top 10 player of all time, or top 15, whatever you want to put him at, 10. I just don't feel like that ain't cool, bro. Like you at some point, and we talked about this earlier. You at some point, as the lead guy or as the star player of the team, you got to be willing to do whatever it takes to get your team over the hump. And when you continuously lose in the first round, which is low-key what he's done, low-key James Harden vibes, like you can't just be like, oh, well, let me just ask for
that. We're not putting them two in the same. Like, stop there, bro. Just stop. Just stop. No. Ain't no comparison.
The same player. Right? Kevin Durant shows up in the playoffs, so let me say that.
There we go.
In terms of like willingly, like trying to stick it out and like just taking the easy way out. Oh, well, I don't like my situation. Let me just ask for a trade. Like, bro, at some point that gets old.
Hey, bro, we
just
3 down.
Just be better.
We free now. We got a voice now.
Look, man.
we can use our voice.
Look, man.
we hear.
I'll answer my troll now. I honestly, I feel that it's coming. Because we weren't expecting him to ask out of Brooklyn at the time that he did. At the end of the last offseason. So it wouldn't surprise me. And then with LeBron James about to hit the market, Paul George about to hit the market, Clay's a free agent.
It's going to be a fun offseason.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun offseason. And I think KD has maybe 2 or 3 years left on the deal he signed. But yeah, it would not surprise me at all if he asked out.
How does man continue to have years left on his deal?
Because it's Kevin Durant, Negro. You know, we're gonna end right here because you've been real disrespectful this last 5 minutes of the pod, and I literally don't appreciate it.
I would just like for him to be better, bro. That's all.
You acting like he ain't gonna get another contract, probably worth the same amount.
He'll get another contract. He will get another contract worth the same amount, maybe even more.
On his Kirk Cousins shit. Like, come on, bro.
He could be better too if he's being real about it.
All right, so yeah, so KD right now has 2 years left on this deal. He's slated to make $49 million next season and $53 million in 25-26.
You can't be making that much money not getting a haircut, bro. Maybe that's my gripe about him. You can't be making that much money not getting chopped. Maybe that's where I get an issue with KD. Maybe if he was getting chopped on a regular basis, then I'd be like, yeah, all right, bro, I'll let you slide, bro. $53 million a year and you ain't even getting chopped, bro. Like, come on, bro. At least put a do-rag on that giant.
Yeah. On that note, since you want to talk about people, hold on, is Glenn Rivers still got that hairline with the ball?
Yes, yes.
Oh, speaking of which, man, that Clippers trailer is fucking hilarious.
that clip of Jeff Teague with Jadakiss and they was talking about it, bro. That is hilarious, bro.
Pineapples. I'm not talking about Glenn Rivers today. I would not.
That folks got Lawrence Fishburne and Glenn Rivers.
No, because Lawrence Fishburne is better.
Bro, that shit funny as hell, bro.
I say he look like his older brother Leonard.
Leonard Fishburne.
Leonard. It's pronounced Leonard.
Yeah, Leonard Rivers.
Oh man!
Leon Fishburne.
All right, we not gonna talk about that Clipper series, bro.
Leangelo Fishburne.
What's up? Oh my god! All kind of names, bro.
My computer died.
Whoever did the casting for this jump, bro, I'm gonna watch just to laugh. I ain't even lie to you.
Boy, man. If y'all, that folks said it's gonna be like a Tubi special, boy. If it got anything Tubi vibe-ish, it's gonna be great. I'm doing it out there right. That's gonna be fantastic.
It should be dropping.
It's gonna be fantastic, bro.
That's what they should do. Drop it on Tubi. I have more respect for it.
Drop it on. They got to deal with FX. It's gonna be.
It's gonna be good, man. FX don't fail, bro. FX don't fail.
They haven't failed yet, so we'll see.
They don't fail, man.
They're about to.
Huh? You got a point.
Wait, that's where the Lakers' money went to the Clippers.
Hey, bro.
No, that's HBO. Never mind. I just thought about that HBO. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, bro.
They all in cahoots, bro. Anyway, man, let's go ahead and wrap this podcast up. Oh, man, definitely appreciate everybody for checking us, man. Make sure y'all like, subscribe. If you already haven't, if you like what you hear, make sure you like, subscribe, comment, do all that good stuff, man. Make sure y'all check out our other pods. 3 the Harder Way will be dropping either Monday or Tuesday. Of course, it's playoff time, so make sure y'all tap in with us on there. Jeans Report, of course, wrestling taking over, and like you said, Trevor, it's cool to be. It's wrestling cool again. Wrestling is cool again, bro.
I'm telling you,
man. Life is the new MCU, bro. That's my new slogan, man. Life is the new MCU. Of course, we got LBR Gaming with Trevor as well. Ryan Harris, Jump Pass Pod. Make sure y'all tap in with him, especially y'all Titans fans, football fans in general. For sure, he does great work on that. But Titans fan, make sure y'all check out the homie, man. And of course, merch is in the comments. You like what you heard? LB Real Media. Again, lbrealmedia.com is where you can support your guys, support game. And of course, shout out to our sponsors at SeatGeek, man. Without further ado, all minds are clear. Let's get on up out of here. My name is Tam Shakir. If you're in Phoenix, make sure y'all hit me up on Instagram, man. We got a dope event coming up literally on tomorrow. So make sure y'all tap in with me on that, gentlemen.
@_ Scarlett on Twitter. Nothing's changed. Hey, we hadn't talked about music, but we just talked about it right before we started. Go listen to the Chris
Brown Deluxe. Absolutely.
That deluxe album got some bangers on it.
Hey, you want to know who else snapped? That Party Next Door snapped too. His album dropped a couple of days ago. He snapped.
Look at y'all. That's what's up. Well, I'm at the Art of Trevor on Twitter. You know what is, so you don't know what not to do with it. Pray for my boy Took, man, because he on 3 the Hardaway, he had to do the E- tour for the Warriors. He might have to do the first stop of the EPC tour, eliminated from playoff contention when he has to talk about the Suns. So
tough.
I'm gonna miss the episode.
You gonna miss the episode? You ain't gonna no-show the episode.
PTO. Let it know now. I'm gonna send that email right now.
You should be disrespectful. No call, no show. I feel like that one's more disrespectful.
That'll actually be better.
No call, no show. That's how you really tell your employee. You
Savage, if you're listening, I'm no calling, no show.
I'm no calling, no showing. I feel that. You tried it.
All right, y'all, man. Let's get on out of here, man. But again, appreciate everybody for checking us out. Hey, man, let your homies know where the real is at. We will be back next week. Y'all stay safe out here, man. Happy weekend. Happy Saturday. Let's get it, man. Y'all have a good day.
Peace.